Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Dharam Singh, your friend, your mentor, your guide. And I'm here to talk about very, very important topic for you. And I know some of you are very passionate and very excited to learn more about these certificates. So if you are new to this journey, I'm sure you're going to benefit. If you already started with your PgMP PfMP journey, you will also benefit. And somebody about to go for exam, you will also get benefit from this session, because I'm going to talk about few questions at later time, and we'll talk about FAQ and few other things. So first of all, thank you all of you. And I know some of you are joining very late in the night. Some of you, some Middle East and European time zone, and it is 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I appreciate your passion to learn. And I'm sure you're going to learn a lot from this. And if you feel that you need more discussion, more questions, feel free to put your message on the question pad. Thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you again to all of you for joining this session. And look, PMI started, PMP early, I think 1995, and for a long time there was a big gap between the next certificate. Then in between they started some other certificate. Then in 2007 they started PgMP as a certificate for program manager professional. And then in 2013, that's where PMI started a new certificate for portfolio managers, so PfMP certification, portfolio management professional. Okay, great. So a little bit history. Yes, I got my certificate, my PgMP in 2000, my PMP in 2004. Then in between, I did some more certificates, RMP and ITIL, Prince 2, and many others. And then I got my PgMP in 2009. And then PfMP I got into 2018 actually. So not long ago, but if I look back history, it's long time ago. Anyway, so you can check my profile here or LinkedIn. Most of you already know about me, and some of you already actually my student, or you already joined my program. I can see a couple of names here. Thank you for joining. And so I started teaching PgMP. I mean, initially I started PMP, but I didn't like, I enjoy it, but I wanted to get something more unique. And in 2009, 2010, in those days, PgMP was in the early days. Not many people are talking about. Anyway, so I started the journey, and then, with initial ups and downs, and, for many years, I couldn't see much improvement. And, but I keep writing on LinkedIn. Probably you've seen lots of posts from me on LinkedIn, and I start getting good numbers, good tractions. I'm very happy to say, as of now, 454 PgMPs from 51 countries. So it's around 11% total of the total PgMPs, which is, it's a decent size for me. I'm okay, but yeah, can I see more? Yes, I like to see more PgMPs and PfMPs. And PfMP 116 from 26 countries. So this is also around 10%. So I like to see it becoming more and more. Anyway, so few other things. I started my journey with PMI in 2007 with PMI Sydney as a certification director. Later on, I took a role of a secretary of the chapter, and a few other things. Last bullet point is interesting because that's where my second passion, actually I should call first passion, to look after my health and happiness and spirituality. Not only mine. I start teaching yoga in Sydney. I started a group called Hippie Yoga, and the group is still going. I have moved to US. I'm based out of Dallas at the moment, and yes, I'm missing my group, yoga group. Yes, that's one thing I'm missing in US. Anyway, so yeah, we'll come back to that. Sure. And please feel free to put your questions as and when you feel like any question. I already have received a number of questions already from you guys. I will try to cover them as much as I can in this session. And these sessions, actually monthly session, over many months to come. And based on the responses, I might add more sessions. Let's see how it goes. But I like to appreciate, thank you for to the PMI Queensland chapter, Australia. That is where we got the idea of talking about PgMP PfMP. We are talking to them, hey, they suggested, why don't you do this kind of monthly session? And I like the idea because initially it's only for PMI Queensland. Then I expanded to the Australian chapter. Then like, why only this to Australia or Brisbane or Queensland? Opened it for entire world. I have, lots of people were registered and lots of people already joined this session. So I'm very happy, very excited to see all of you here. Thank you. And yeah, so what I'm going to talk about, of course, PgMP PfMP, and what you want to do to achieve those certificates. So I'm going to cover lots of material in every session, and you will start saying, right, too much thing, but I like to cover every aspect, not just PgMP PfMP and few other things. Let's see. So top 5 reasons why PMI certification is to help you to achieve what you want to achieve. Advanced certificates, differences between all the portfolio program, project management. Why PgMP PfMP? I'm also talking about eligibility requirement and some kind of timeline or roadmap for you from start to getting a certificate. And numbers we'll talk about, some questions I have, and then the list of frequently asked questions. I will try to cover them, and I will cover your question. Look, I will take your question as and when it is. I see that if it is a logical time, and I'm going to offer you a discount code. I will suggest you were watching. You can communicate with me. Dharam, I'm looking for discount. I'll talk about that. Okay. All right. So why PMI certification? There are many other organizations, but why only PMI? PMI is a global organization. You will find PMI certified professional almost every part of the world. Most popular of them, of course, PMP certificate. One is, this was started back in 1995, and then PgMP PfMP relatively new, but they're growing as expected. Can they grow faster? Yes, they can. That's where the time, I've seen the growth, 150, 200, 300 up a year. Now I'm seeing 400, 500 PgMP. So by, next 2 or 3 years, we'll see 1,000 PgMP per year, or maybe 10,000 more, just like PMP. Anyway, so why these certificates, PMI certificate? One is it give you credibility. It provides you unbiased and reliable means to validate that you have a domain knowledge and expertise, and you have, because one good thing about PMI certificate is you have to do the job before you can apply. So the job, whether you're a project manager, program manager, portfolio manager, then only you can apply for these certificates. And then you can see, I used to think why this kind of, they should be allowing us to take the exam before I do my job. No, they want you to learn the process, the way the things are done, and then see what PMI talking about. PMI talks about the best practices or the concept which is applicable to most of the project, program, portfolio management most of the time. So if you have this certificate, you immediately get credibility. And most of the recruitment agents, they actually ask with the specific certificate, and they're actually using the, as a filter. So if you're going for a project manager role, or if you're going for a senior role, program, portfolio managers, you will start seeing more and more, especially in US, Canada, and Australia, and many countries, they start seeing roles with PgMP, PfMP. And even look, if they're not asking, and if you go as a certified professional, chances are that you have better chance to get into in front of the recruitment or hiring manager. There you go. And once they see the certificate, most likely you will get the job. It is transferable, like, you don't have to have it, it's not tied to a particular domain. You can be working in any domain, but if you move to another domain, you can easily transfer your knowledge to other areas, even other countries. When you move from one country to another country, which are seen moving from Australia to, the United States, I can see everybody talking the same language in project program fulfillment. That's a good thing. Competitive advantage, as I mentioned, this gives you a competitive advantage if you're going for a role and you are competing against non-certified or non-PgMP or PfMP, and you're going for portfolio program, PMO or senior manager role, chances are that you will get more advantage. You will be seen more favorable than others. Commitment, emphasize your commitment to professional growth, and by maintaining your PMI certification, you continue to develop your knowledge, skills, and abilities. So another thing is PMI certificate. It's not just certificate, you get a certificate, but you need to maintain your knowledge and professional development by earning PDs. So, that's where you continue to learn. That gives you actually a path to continue to learn and grow into your profession. And demonstrate your relevance with certification that are developed by practitioner, upheld by rigorous standards based on ongoing research, and always reflect current industry practices. So yes, these certificates are very much relevant to the program manager, portfolio managers, and these are based on certain practice guides or standards, which are developed by professionals like you. They happen to be just like in your shoes, and now they have for certification, and PMI do invite people to participate in developing the standards, developing the questions, and maybe panel review and anything. So actually, once you get this certificate, it will open up many, many doors for you. I've seen to myself, and I'm sure you will also find that way. Okay. So the problem, most people are in that, same thinking. Okay, you know what? I got my PMP, and now I've moved to senior manager position, or I want to go into the senior manager position. What to do with that? How can I go to the next step? So chances are that, most of the project managers are already PMP, and you want to go for the next stage. Everybody else has PMP. If you are PMP, everybody else has PMP. Then why you should be seen favorably compared to others? So, the question is, how can I move up in hierarchy? How can you climb up to the top of the organization? We have seen people after doing PgMP, PfMP, they got, huge promotion. One of the person, he was the program manager. He became director for one of the, a managing director for the construction company, which is number 2 company in the world. So, and I've seen, and can keep talking about this. People get headhunted, and the promotions are happening just because of the certificate. Okay. So you want to be a PMO leader of your organization, PMO, project management office, program management office, portfolio management office, not just another PMO person. You want it to lead the PMO, and give them direction. And that is coming from your experience as project program portfolio manager. Program manager handling multiple connected projects. Think about projects, and when you put them together and manage them in a coordinated way, that becomes program. Portfolio manager who drives the vision and mission of the organization and through the successful execution of program and projects. So it's a very critical role. As a portfolio manager, you have a responsibility to select the right project, right program, or any work so that you can achieve the strategic objective for the organization. You are a bridge between organization expectation or strategy's objective and getting it delivered. An executive who is implementing a strategic initiative for success of the organization. So you being executive, senior manager, director, general manager, all the doors are opening up for you having these certificates. So the simple answer from my side is get yourself certified. Not just PMP, don't stop at PMP, look for other certificate, PgMP, PfMP. So what is in for me as a professional when you start asking question, okay, why should I do? Who are established in their career but want to climb. So as a professional senior project manager, program manager, portfolio manager, you have started, but you want to climb up, get into the next role, better role, more money, more bonuses, and more recognition. Who want to increase their knowledge and improve professional way of doing working. So look, getting certification is not the only aim you should have. Knowledge you gain from these standard practice guide and apply those knowledge in your day-to-day program, portfolio management roles. That should be your target. We are working in role much larger than the current designation. So look, you may be, and it happened to me as well. I was managing a very large program, but I was called project manager. And they didn't have the role of a program manager. They didn't have any new knowledge about program manager role. Anyway, so and we want to prove a point to professionals in their space about their capabilities. So when somebody look at you with your certificate, PgMP PfMP, they kind of get understanding, hey, you are certified with the at least 4 years of the program management or portfolio management experience. You can do the job for us. And actually, these are the question asked in one of my interview. And I'm talking about Australia 2009, when the certification was PgMP was new, and very few people, even many people didn't know about it. So the question asked, actually, the time in front of my name, I had PgMP PfMP. They said, why should I hire you as a PgMP? I know about PMP. Lots of people have PMP, but you as PgMP, why should I hire? So, moment somebody asks me this question, I know this is job for me because I know everything. They have no idea. Anyway, we want to prove a point to themselves for self-motivation and increased self-worth. One other thing I like to highlight, these certification, PgMP, PfMP are not for everyone. If you are looking for easy ride, you just want to, sit in a class and go to the exam, get certificate. If you just want the certificate, there are other certificates such as, Prince 2 and Agile and, Agile certificates. There are, but if these certificates need self-motivation, self-drive, disciplined, and, for many weeks, many days to achieve this. And when you achieve the certificate, you will be excited. You like to share it with everyone because this is hard work and limited number of people got the certificate. So this gives you a uniqueness. We want to communicate their value to organization and the job market. Of course, when somebody sees you as a PgMP, PfMP, they see you more favorable compared to not having those certificates. Actually, some people came to me. At least I remember one person, he said that I got through 5 interviews and I'm talking to the CEO, but the CEO asked me one question only. Do you have PgMP? At that time, he didn't have PgMP. So look, I don't have PgMP, but I'm willing to invest my time and money into that. The CEO said, go and get yourself PgMP. And once you have it, I will hire you. And I will give you more salary. And that's what we would think. He said, I'm asking you to do that. And once you get it, I will also give you extra 10% on top of what we have been talking about. So look, these certificates will open doors for you. So I don't know which one, but So look, benefits in your career, like your career growth, you can see yourself growing up to the ladder and you can expect to have a higher salary and recognition, especially when you are the only one in your organization. You are the only one in your country, and you are only person in the entire universe is not right because there are many people. But you get the feeling. I used to actually put lots of posts, especially when somebody coming from a particular country, first person from that country or first women from Saudi Arabia. So all this recognition anyway. So help me to acquire new skills. Look, this is all about skills. Certification important, recognition great, all this thing. But what are you learning from this certificate? What are you going to do with, when you are in the, doing a bigger, larger program portfolio? You need all the tools, technique, analysis, understanding, and what exactly you have to do my job better. So that's what you're going to learn from these certificates. And of course, continuous learning, because you have to maintain your PDUs, and PDU means you have to learn. Job prospects, multitasking. Yep, it will help you to handle multitasking. I don't like that, but you will be more skilled to do your job better. And dynamic leaders. Now, the question comes, organization. For organization, why organizations should invest money in your success, in your PgMP, PfMP? So, and we can keep talking about this. I will give you my, some people came to me, look, my organization is bidding for this, very large work for the government. And they want to see us, everybody, or most of us, as a PgMP certified. And he was the first person, like, I got my certificate, now I want to get my entire team. Why they wanted to get that? Because that gives a differentiator to this organization versus the other organization. When you present RFP responses or tender responses and tell that we have so many PMPs, so many PgMP, PfMPs that add value to their, more credibility to their response. Okay. So, yeah, you can read all this thing. I'm just not going to read, but what I'm talking about, organizations do see these kind of achievements very favorably. And I was talking to one of my other students. He said, Dharam, my entire organization, which is very large, I think there are only 3 PgMP and 2 PfMP. And he got promotion by having both certificates. But so continuous learning, greater productivity, of course, once you get certificate, the chances are that your productivity, your thought process will change, and you will be better performer. You will be able to coordinate more your job better. You will be able to provide the required information to your stakeholder in the expected format at the right time. That's very important. Employee engagement, cost effective, your work becoming more, because your worth gone up, you are adding more value, and you are, still, the cost effective, you're doing job much better, saving money for the organization. The most important thing, you have a happy customer. Yes, we're talking about stakeholder engagement, stakeholder relationship, and how to engage with them, how to build a relationship, what exactly they want to know, tell them, and so on. So many benefits to them. So I like to see organizations are saying, okay, you know what, all the program manager, portfolio manager are going to go for PgMP, PfMP. Actually, it happened, back in Australia a few years ago. Telstra, the telecom number one in Australia, they decided to convert all the project, or encourage all the project manager to go for PMP, all the program manager to go for PgMP, and all the portfolio manager to go for PfMP. Why? They see the value. So if your organization, if you are a leader, senior leader, definitely go and encourage your staff to get the certificate. And if your organization, or maybe tell the organization, look, is the advantage of getting this certificate. So there are actually 3, or rather 4, portfolio, program, project, and product. Product is one which we are building and developing, with the features and, size and everything we talk about it. You're developing product. But what are the commonalities or differentiation between program, project, and portfolio? To be very precise, the definition you can read, but the project is all about building something, delivering something. So if you are delivering this product, you're going to, get the team, get their money, resources, all coordinate them and get the product out. So project is about doing something, building, a product or service or result. Program is all about interdependency management. So within your program, you can have, 2, 400, 500 projects many projects. We're talking about small project to very large project with $1 billion work or $6 billion. One person I got in my class, he built the second largest tower in Dubai. Everybody know about Burj Khalifa, the second largest. It was 80-floor building, and the initial budget was 3 billion. Now, by the time this completed, it became 6 billion. Various things happened in Dubai at the time, recession and other things. But anyway, so program talks about coordination, managing interdependency among the components. So, and the third thing we're talking about portfolio. Portfolio is all about selecting the right work. It is still also, in the portfolio, you have a number of project, program, operations all happening. And here we're talking about selecting the right work, which will help organization to achieve the strategic objective they're looking for. Let me give you one example. I do talk about that example in my class. So project, if you go to the musical concert, musical concert where you see hundreds of musicians playing their instruments, maybe 100 or 20, whatever. Everybody have their instrument, they have the script in front of them. It's like a project manager with their team, and they have a script as a project management plan. So they can do the job individually, correct? But now, because they're working in a whole orchestra or the musical concert, they need to coordinate with other team members, other project managers. So that is why you need a program manager, not program manager. They need a conductor. If you see in a musical concert, a conductor standing in front of all these musicians with a stick in the hand, with long white coat or whatever hat or something. In my early days, I used to think it's funny character. Why he has to be there when musicians are playing the music? Why we need this person in front of us? Anyway, so that is your role as a program manager. You are the one coordinating among these project managers and getting the music in terms of, in this case, we're delivering the benefit for the organization. Okay. Now, you can talk about why we need portfolio. Portfolio is the one who will select whether we should do the musical concert or we should invite somebody from Bollywood or from somebody else from Hollywood, whatever. Why they want this question? Because they want to see how we can get more benefit to the organization. Let's say if we invite somebody, musical people from Hollywood, that may give you more money compared to this musical concert. So you have to decide based on the strategic alignment, expectation, on many analysis, and also available resources. Yes, you want to invite somebody from Hollywood, but you don't have funds. That would cost you more money. So that's what the portfolio manager's role is. I hope this makes sense to you. I know this is only one way. I'm just talking. Please feel free to put your questions. I will try to talk to you as based on your questions. More question I see, I feel that you are getting you're connected with me. Anyway. So still on the question, why PgMP or PfMP? And from my past discussion, you probably got some idea why PgMP, PfMP. Because we're talking about, you're learning, you're getting knowledge, and you're mastering the programming concept, task, and technique that are applicable across virtually any industry, any methodology. Individuals who earn PgMP have the ability to manage multiple related projects and navigate through the complex environment, complexities. We talk about complexity, complex activities that spans functions, organizations, region, culture, and align to the results with organization goals. So whatever results we're getting from, or we should be getting from the program, has to be aligned with organization goals. So in summary, PgMP is all about getting the, coordinating among the project managers and get the result what the organization looking for. Portfolio management, PfMP. Why PfMP? Of course, we're talking about as a portfolio manager, a skillful portfolio manager, you will be able to select the right work, which will help you to produce the results which organization is expecting, or help organization to achieve those strategies and objectives. So both of them having the knowledge of program management professional or the standard from program management and knowledge from standard for portfolio management will help you to do your job better. By the way, let me clarify a couple of things here. If you are preparing for PgMP, the book is still 4th edition. 5th edition in the draft stage, and you probably have seen messages from me and from other people that the draft is being reviewed. Maybe next 6 to 8 months, the draft will be released, and then the exam will be based on 5th edition. So as of now, which is in June 2023, we are still, this is based on 4th edition, and PfMP is based on the 3rd edition, the standard for portfolio management 3rd edition. While we have 4th edition as well, guys, if you are preparing for PfMP, make sure you do not study or do not download the 4th edition. They're very confusing, but that's what it is. So the book applicable is the 3rd edition for the standard for portfolio management 3rd edition. Okay. All right. Now the question comes to your mind: is PgMP for, I'm saying you, but it's, I have to think, is PgMP for me? Why should I invest my money, time in getting this certificate? So you have to ask question. One is, of course, how it is aligned with my current or future jobs. What value I'm going to get from this, the learning I'm going to get from this. Okay. And what else, is it going to open doors for me internally or externally? The most important question is, do I have the relevant required experience? Because while I'm talking great things and, this is very important, good certificate, but do you have the eligibility? Now we'll talk about eligibility. Actually, I think I have slides about that. But let me talk about the eligibility for PgMP is you have to have at least 4 years of program manager experience. And let me clarify. When I'm saying program manager experience, it's not about the title I'm talking about. You may be called project manager, you may be called senior project manager, you may be called CEO, director. But what I'm talking about, the experience of program management. Your title can be different than what role you played on the program. And if you don't have PMP, then you also have to have 4 years of project management experience. And I will talk about it. Actually, there's a little bit more than this, but in general, this is what it is. So look at your eligibility. And if you have any doubt about the eligibility, Dharam, and you can definitely book some time with me, and you can talk to me. You may be Dharam, I'm called as project manager, but I think I'm managing mega billion-dollar work. Yes, you are, definitely. We can talk about that. Clarify you in one-to-one session if you have. Who can benefit from PgMP? Of course, the program manager, the title, if you have a title itself and you are running the job. But be careful. You may be called program manager, but you're running, small work or a project itself. I've seen this happening because organization, in order to give you promotion, they just keep giving you a next title, but you're working still as a junior level. But anyway, you need to see what PMI expect you to have as a program manager. Anyone leading large-scale programs, senior project managers, managing multiple projects with common goals. You may be vice president, CEO, director, PMO consultant. I've seen people coming to me with various designations. I got people, CEO level people, or vice president level. Many of them vice president. Many actually came to me after they got PMP, they got MBA, they got PhD, and now Dharam, I got everything, but I don't have PgMP. Okay, that's also for you. I don't think you should go all the paths. Let me get PMBA and then PfMP and let me get my PhD. You should keep doing that. Yes, the question I actually, I already told. PfMP is still based on 3rd edition. I have a question on the pad. The PfMP is still based on 3rd edition, while the book is available, 4th edition available actually. That book is available since 2018. Think about 5 years. And the exam is still based on 3rd edition. I'm glad you asked this question because many people, they prepare, they go to the exam, then they come back to me, Dharam, I thought I knew everything about from this book. I said, which book? Of course, fourth edition. No, it's not fourth edition. It's third edition. Just please pay attention to that. Third edition. So eligibility, I talked to you about earlier, if you have bachelor's degree or higher, sometimes it's say 4 years. Sometimes I've seen people getting approval for the 3-year degree as well. If you have a doubt, you can talk to me about this. If you have that, then you have to show 4 years of program management experience and 4 years of project management experience. Or if you already have PMP, then you don't have to worry about this experience. Okay. So we can talk about it. Let's say if you have only 5 years and you got PMP, can you still apply for PgMP? Yes, you can. If you have PMP, you don't have to talk about any of the experience. Some of the work you've done can be classified as program. Then you can apply for PgMP as well within the 4 or 5 years as well. If you don't have the bachelor's degree, you have high school or some other degrees, then you have to show 84 months of unique, non-overlapping professional programming experience. Of course, it's much more than without experience, but you can, as a high school pass, you can still apply for PgMP, but you have to show a little more extra experience. It's just, yes, I know you're probably thinking. But the good news for you is if you have any degree like bachelor's or postgraduate degree from GSE accredited program. GSE is one of the unique program PMI has, where they have associated themselves with many of the universities in US, Canada, Singapore, Australia, and many other places. If you have done any certificate or degree from them, you get 12 months credit for PMP, like project management, and 12 months credit for your program experience. So if you are planning or you're thinking, do a quick Google search and find out, look at the list or directory, and it keep changing. PMI keep adding more and more. So look at if your university is one of them. If yes, you're laughing. Within 3 years you can have PMP and PgMP. We can talk about that as well. And we're talking unique and non-overlapping experience. Yes, if you have some overlap, then the application will calculate. It will not add the overlap time second time. In the second program or project. This now same question for PfMP. Do you think PfMP for me? Of course, you need to, you're running multiple projects. You're making strategic decisions on behalf of the portfolios, which project to select, which project to let go. And you are doing the role of portfolio manager, and you have eligibility. Most important thing, you have eligibility as well. And I will talk to you about the eligibility part. So who can benefit? Of course, again, role designation doesn't matter. What matters is the work you're doing. And you may be called program manager or anybody leading the large scale programs, or senior project manager managing multiple projects as well. Sometimes people come to me, hey, my role is project manager. Can I still apply? Then I talk to them, tell me what exactly you do. Then I realize actually this is a more portfolio role compared to just project manager. Anyway, we can talk about this if you have any question around that. And VP, AVP, and CEO, director position. So eligibility for PfMP, we're talking about the same way. Where's my mouse? For bachelor's degree, you have to show 48 months of portfolio manager experience. Again, it's not the title. It is a kind of the work you did as a portfolio manager. And we're looking for 8 years of professional business experience. Many times people are confused around business experience. Actually, whatever work you have done as a business analyst, project manager, program manager, portfolio manager, that all counts as a business experience. Okay. So what PMI looking for is that at least you have 8 years of working experience. Unfortunately, you don't get any advantage of having PMP for the portfolio management. Anyway, for high school or secondary diploma, you have to show 7 years instead of 4 years of portfolio manager experience. Yes, you can apply as well, but you have to show 3 more years of experience compared to the degree holders. And GSE accredited program, of course, That's another thing, same thing with just like PgMP, PfMP, also you also get advantage there. You don't get any advantage here, but you get 12 months credit on the portfolio manager experience. Maybe that's, you're probably thinking, but I have one more years to go. Don't worry. If you are a university is one of them, you can apply. So the timeline is actually same to both PgMP, PfMP. You start your application. I think, PgMP or PfMP application are very different to PMP or any other PMI certification application. Here we're talking about program description or portfolio description for PfMP. And there are 5 questions. So each question you kind of writing some essay, describing it in somewhere around 350, 400, 500 words. And that do take time. And, PMI looking for specific, certain language or style. I do help people in achieving completing the application and helping until you pass the panel reviews. Very, it's a lot of very involving process from my side as well. Once you've done your certificate, application based on my video and my documents I provide, just a guideline, and you send it to me, I will review it, analyze it. And if everything looks good, I will give you go ahead. If not, something is still missing, I will ask you to fix it. And some minor changes, I can also fix it. But I hope, we can get it done faster. So generally, it can take 5 to 7 days. Next year, let's say put 10 days on this process for you to submit. And if you picked up for audit, then you will know that almost immediately. And initial review, actually audit and initial review generally happen same time. If you picked up for audit, you will know almost immediately. Sometimes it can happen later as well, but generally it is at the time of submission, automatic or random pick, you will know that. And it's not difficult actually. Previously it was more complex because you need to get your manager to sign. They will give you a hard copy and they put on the envelope. Now everything happen online. You don't have to provide names and email address at the time of application. You will have to, if you picked for audit, then you have to provide those names. Once you pass this initial stage, then you have to pay the money. Until that time, it's all, PMI is not charging anything. But once you pass the initial completeness review, that is where you have to pay the fees. And once you pay the fees, you are into the panel review, and the panel review can take somewhere to 60 days. But PMI is getting efficient in panel review. Lots of people have recently joined the group of panel reviewers. So hopefully your application can pass even faster than that. On an average, I'm seeing now 20 to 30 days of panel review. And the question is why it's so much time? Because it's all manual process. It can do take time. Then once you got panel review completed, you have 1 year to complete the exam. I will suggest get it done as soon as possible. If you are my student, I will encourage you to do the exam within next 2 to 3 months. When you start the program, to complete the journey in 3 months, maximum 3 months. Then you maintain your PDUs and just like any other certificate. Okay. Maintain your PDUs. Yeah. Value of PgMP, PfMP. Yes, once you get your certificate, you put yourself, you are in the elite group. Only a few people have the PgMP, PfMP, and having PMP, PgMP, PfMP, I can tell you is only less than 300 people. So why not? Why not make yourself unique? And so I'm saying it's it's not easy. If you start doing by yourself, I've seen people coming to me after 2 attempts, 3 attempts. I got one person who came to me after 5 attempts. This can be easier than what you are trying to do. Don't try to do by yourself. Talk to people like me and learn from the way I have learned to teach my students. And having 454 PgMP and 116 PfMP, I think it itself tell you that that my experience of teaching will definitely help you. Actually, I tell you, most of my students are passing the exam in 3 hours. I'm talking 4-hour exam. and completing the exam in 3 hours. And some of them, actually, I start counting from last year. Around 10 people have completed the exam in 2.5 hours. And believe it or not, 3 people so far have completed the exam in 2 hours, still pass with our targets. And I'm not here to make records. I know somebody, hey, I want to do in 1.5 hours. No, I want to see you pass the exam. But the learning I'm going to, the way I'm going to teach you, I'm not asking you to rush the exam. That will actually damage your exam. Rather, take your time and, and you will be fast anyway, because you can easily eliminate most of the wrong options and you can move on. You don't have to really spend time. So 3 people getting PgMP in 2 hours, I think that to talk something about that program I have created. Anyway, we'll keep moving. The numbers, yes, number talks a lot, and you can see, of course, you can see PMP is 1.3 million or touching 1.4 so sooner. It's a very big number. CAPM, another big number. But we're talking about PgMP 4,531. So having PgMP and PfMP 1,438, these will bring differentiator. Especially, I've been talking again. When you're sitting in an interview, you have the PgMP, not other people have, then chances that you will get the role. Of course, you need to perform well in the interview, but sitting in front of the interviewer, the chance is very, very high. All right, so other numbers you can see easily. So setting the stage, of course, you need to have vision that this is what I want to achieve, my PgMP or PfMP. And, target should not be too far. Try to see if I can complete everything in 2.5 to 3 months. So this you establish vision and the critical thinking. Motivation is very important. You need to find the right motivation. If you just go for I want to just more money, more promotion, yes, you will. That's also motivation. But find something bigger motivation. And of course, if you can, join some of the programs, why not get the benefit? All right. I have few sample questions for you, and feel free to answer them on the question pad. I will not allow too much time on this because this is not just talking. I'm just giving you some sample. Some of these questions are very, very basic. Don't worry, Dharam, these are very easy. No, this is just a sample to talk in this 1 hour session. So just to give you an idea. So these are multiple choice questions. So you'll see a scenario, 1 line, 2 line, 10 line, 15 line, or maybe sometime table. And there will be 4 options. Only one going to be correct most of the time. And if they have a choice of you have to pick 2 or 3, then they will mention on the back. So generally it's one option correct, and they will ask you to provide, select, you can go through this during the program selection. What is the most likely point that will be taken for consideration? Yeah, I got few options, and so far correct. Allow you another few seconds. Yeah, so please participate. I'm not going to allow you 1 minute, which I like to, but another 20 seconds. Yay! So far, everybody got it right, and yes, good. Keep going. More you participate, then you will be excited to learn that yes, you got it right. Yes. So proposed benefits are related to organization strategic benefits, objectives. Yeah. Earned value actually happens when you start earning or doing things like during execution. So earned value definitely out. Yes, we do consider risk, issues, and budget, but most important out of this is because they think most important point. Now, the next question is, the delivery of program objectives should relate directly to all sub-project linked to program vision, provide a single benefit, or linked to project vision. You see, I'm putting one line just to create some curiosity in you. Yeah, keep coming. Yeah. Come on, more. I'm seeing the same people replying. Maybe I like to see more people participating. If you're saying D, then look at the, I see somebody saying D as well. If you don't align with the project, actually you align with the program vision. If you're saying single benefit, program can give you multiple benefits at all. Single benefit, maybe more than one. Look, whenever you look at the option, look for, if there's any ambiguity in the option, don't pick that option, okay? And like C is, if you don't pay attention, it can be single benefit. In your program, you will be single benefit, but generally it's more than one benefit. All right, so far so good. Next one. I tell you, these are easy questions I'm putting together here. Project is for deliverables, project is for the benefit, and portfolio is for, what is your option? Yeah, most of you are getting right so far. Yeah, a few more. Okay, so it is about organizational strategy. Okay, so the correct answer for this is say, organization vision important, but the most important we talk about organization strategy. We align yourself, the portfolio align or deliver the work to achieve the strategic organization strategy. Not the mission, not all of them are important, like B and D, probably thinking why not B or D, but in this case, C is the correct answer. You're appointed as the portfolio manager for the new portfolio, which is expected to bring process improvement across the organization level. The sponsor has asked you to create portfolio charter for your portfolio. Which of the following must the portfolio charter contain at a minimum? So if you are not seeing the standard for portfolio management 3rd edition, you're probably not going to get it right. But I like to see if you try at least, and like to see how many people remember that. Actually, so far, no correct. And you want to try again, keep trying it. I can tell you, no one got right so far. And that's a little technical because you need to know about the portfolio management, portfolio charter. Any more? Yeah, you got it. Now you're getting right. Yep. So the correct answer is D. We need to, the portfolio charter contains in the organization, it talks about the vision of the portfolio. We need to have justification why we need this portfolio and the critical success criteria. How do we measure? It's not B. It's not just B. Look, portfolio charter cannot have any plan. That too, the benefit management plan, because there is no benefit management plan in the portfolio PfMP, the standard for portfolio management. So yes, I understand you have not seen the book. That may be the reason, but that's why you need to learn. Okay, the answer for this is D. I hope this was some useful to you. I know you're just listening. Maybe that was boring, but now you participated. Yeah, I do have few questions, and these are frequently asked questions. How much does PgMP exam cost? So look, well, it depends on many factors. Look, one is whether you are a member of PMI or not. If you are a member, you get immediate discount. And maximum you pay as a member, $800. And some places you also have taxes, local taxes. And if you are non-member, you pay $1,000. Some countries, what PMI now start doing, they have converted the prices based on the economic zones. If you're coming from certain countries, you are paying much less than the people paying in other countries. So I know from India, if you're coming from India, it's the fees for PgMP or PfMP as a member, you pay around 42,000 rupees, which is around 600 USD. And I've seen there, I think same number I've seen for Kenya and some other African countries. So look, You can ask me. I'll try to find out for you how much it's going to cost for you. But or you can check PMI. I don't think PMI website is showing all these numbers. Or when you're ready to pay, the system will show you how much you really pay. Okay. I'm saying PgMP exam, actually PgMP PfMP, same cost, same fees. Then once you get the certificate, then you have to maintain as you do your PMP. Okay. Any questions on this? Now, another question is, how do I say to my boss that you need a program manager? So, think about people coming from some organization like a construction or some, oil and gas industry or some other place where there are no mention of program manager. One thing is, they may say, why we need program manager? Look, you need to know, why the program management is going to change the way the work is done. First, you need to educate yourself and learn about various concepts from program management, and show them, the value they will achieve as having a program manager. And of course, ask them if they can offer you a certification. They can pay fees for you. That would be great. Would it make sense for program manager to have agile coach, and program manager as two different roles? Look, both roles are very different. First of all, and I get this question again and again, like as I'm working in agile project or agile program, should I do PgMP or not? Look, these certificate will add value. The program talks about managing interdependent projects, whether it is done as a agile, waterfall, hybrid, doesn't matter. You're coordinating these components. But the role-wise, agile coach is all about setting the team and supporting them. That's the agile. But program manager is all about as the role itself, coordinating among various project managers to get the work done, and deliver the benefit. Another question: does Microsoft value PgMP certification for program managers? Look, simple answer is yes. Not only Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, and Google, and many large organizations, even small organizations now start asking for PgMP in their for the jobs, and because they know that the value you're going to add, immediate value you're going to add to their bottom line, and I have many students. They did go through my mentoring program, and then now they got PgMP, PfMP coming from Microsoft, Google, Facebook, and many other companies. And they actually got growth as well within that. So one person, when he joined my PgMP program, he was a senior project manager. By the time he started PfMP, he was already senior portfolio program manager. And then after PfMP, he became the global leader in the professional development for Microsoft itself. So within 6 months, he gone from a senior project manager to now he is responsible for PgMP, PMP, ACP, all the certification within the organization. So you never know what is coming for you. Anyway, which project management tool are best for program management, orchestrating many projects run by their own project managers, making sure projects are aligned with each other, key issues related to the program being addressed by each. Look, there are many tools available in the market, and we can keep talking, and you probably see lots of ads like Monday.com, this and that, clip up nowadays. But the one I can talk about is VXDCC, which is bring your entire organization in one place, real-time system. You get alerts on your phone. You get, you can have your role-based view and real-time information. And of course, this is very, it's a lot of modules there, but it's up to you what you want to have. But anyway, if you want, have discussion about that as well, we call VXDCC, and you will definitely benefit out. Look, these are a few questions I like to talk about. And guys, as I mentioned to you earlier, if you do take my programs, whether PgMP, PfMP, group mentoring program or personal mentoring program, I'm going to offer you And some of the program already discounted. So have a look to the price at the moment. Like a group, for example, group mentor program normally costs $17.99. It is currently on $14.99. Yes, it is on $14.99, $300 discount. But on top of that, I'm going to give you $100 discount. So if you are interested in my program, and if you're watching now or later, you send me a message. Dharam, can you share with me the voucher code, which will help you to save $100? And by the way, this $14.99, which is fees now, may not stay the long time. So, it depends. Whatever price you see at the time, you will get $100 discount. Okay. Same for the physical program. I do go around to many countries. My last visit, first time in Germany, first time Europe, I conduct PgMP PfMP program. Very excited from those two programs. And I do go out Australia, New Zealand, Middle East, and many other countries. If you are in a particular country, if you have a batch, you want to get in, you want me to come there, I can come there. Having my Australian citizenship and US green card, I can travel in most of the countries. So yeah, let me know about it. So with the voucher code, you have to send me email, SMS, or WhatsApp, or you can book my time. I will share with you that code. And by the way, I have a few questions which I like to talk. I got it through audience. So the timeline is actually same to both PgMP, PfMP. You start your application. I think, PgMP or PfMP application are very different to PMP or any other PMI certification application. Here we're talking about program description or portfolio description for PfMP. And there are 5 questions. So each question you kind of writing some essay, describing it in somewhere around 350, 400, 500 words. And that do take time. And, PMI looking for specific, certain language or style. I do help people in achieving completing the application and helping until you pass the panel reviews. Very, it's a lot of very involving process from my side as well. Once you've done your certificate, application based on my video and my documents I provide, just a guideline, and you send it to me, I will review it, analyze it. And if everything looks good, I will give you go ahead. If not, something is still missing, I will ask you to fix it. And some minor changes, I can also fix it. But I hope, we can get it done faster. So generally, it can take 5 to 7 days. Next year, let's say put 10 days on this process for you to submit. And if you picked up for audit, then you will know that almost immediately. And initial review, actually audit and initial review generally happen same time. If you picked up audit, you will know almost immediately. Sometimes it can happen later as well, but generally it is at the time of submission, automatic or random pick, you will know that. And it's not difficult actually. Previously it was more complex because you need to get your manager to sign. They will give you a hard copy and they put on the envelope. Now everything happen online. You don't have to provide names and email address at the time of application. You will have to, if you picked for audit, then you have to provide those names. Once you pass this initial stage, then you have to pay the money. Until that time, it's all, PMI is not charging anything. But once you pass the initial completeness review, that is where you have to pay the fees. And once you pay the fees, you are into the panel review, and the panel review can take somewhere to 60 days. But PMI is getting efficient in panel review. Lots of people have recently joined the group of panel reviewers. So hopefully your application can pass even faster than that. On an average, I'm seeing now 20 to 30 days of panel review. And the question is why it's so much time? Because it's all manual process. It can take time. Then once you got panel review completed, you have 1 year to complete the exam. I will suggest get it done as soon as possible. If you are my student, I will encourage you to do the exam within next 2 to 3 months. When you start the program, to complete the journey in 3 months, maximum 3 months. Then you maintain your PDUs and just like any other certificate. Okay. So eligibility, I talked to you about earlier, if you have bachelor's degree, or higher. Sometimes it's say 4 years. Sometimes I've seen people getting approval for the 3-year degree as well. If you have a doubt, you can talk to me about this. If you have that, then you have to show 4 years of program management experience and 4 years of project management experience. Or if you already have PMP, then you don't have to worry about this experience. Okay. So we can talk about it. Let's say if you have only 5 years and you got PMP, can you still apply for PgMP? Yes, you can. If you have PMP, you don't have to talk about any of the experience. Some of the work you've done can be classified as program. Then you can apply for PgMP as well within the 4 or 5 years as well. If you don't have the bachelor's degree, you have high school or some other degrees, then you have to show 84 months of unique, non-overlapping professional programming experience. Of course, it's much more than without experience, but you can, as a high school pass, you can still apply for PgMP, but you have to show a little more extra experience. It's just, yes, I know you're probably thinking. But the good news for you is if you have any degree like bachelor's or postgraduate degree from GSE accredited program. GSE is one of the unique program PMI has, where they have associated themselves with many of the universities in US, Canada, Singapore, Australia, and many other places. If you have done any certificate or degree from them, you get 12 months credit for PMP, like project management, and 12 months credit for your program experience. So if you are planning or you're thinking, do a quick Google search and find out, look at the list or directory, and it keeps changing. PMI keep adding more and more. So look at if your university is one of them. If yes, you're laughing, Within 3 years, you can have PMP and PgMP. We can talk about that as well. And we're talking unique and non-overlapping experience. Yes, if you have some overlap, then the application will calculate, it will not add the overlap time second time, in the second program or project. So eligibility for PfMP, we're talking about the same way. Where's my mouse? Yeah. For bachelor's degree, you have to show 48 months of portfolio manager experience. Again, it's not the title. It is a kind of the work you did as a portfolio manager. And we're looking for 8 years of professional business experience. Many times people have confused around business experience. Actually, whatever work you have done as a business analyst, project manager, program manager, portfolio manager, that all counts as a business experience. Okay. So what PMI looking for is that at least you have 8 years of working experience. Unfortunately, you don't get any advantage of having PMP for the portfolio management. Anyway, for high school or secondary diploma, you have to show 7 years instead of 4 years of portfolio manager experience. Yes, you can apply as well, but you have to show 3 more years of experience compared to the degree holders. And GSE accredited program, of course, that's another thing. Same thing with just like PgMP, PfMP, you also get advantage there. You don't get any advantage here, but you get 12 months credit on the portfolio management experience. Maybe that's you're probably thinking, but I have one more years to go. Don't worry. If your university is one of them, you can apply. Now another question is, PgMP is all about getting the coordinating among the project managers and get the results what the organization looking for. Portfolio management, PfMP. By PfMP, of course, we're talking about as a portfolio manager, a skillful portfolio manager, you will be able to select the right work, which will help you to produce the results which organization is expecting, or help organization to achieve those strategies and objectives. So both of them having the knowledge of program management professional or the standard from program management and knowledge from standard for portfolio management will help you to do your job better. PgMP application registration process and support So I do have a applications package. I will give you part of the PgMP PfMP package. I will give you a set of videos, a video and a document called Application Support Handbook and few examples. So based on your own experience, own learning, and whatever I'm suggesting, you will draft your application, you send it to me, I will review it and analyze it for you and get back to you as soon as possible. So the fees for that is $299 if you are interested in that program. Another question is, do these certification include topics of Agile and also from discipline Agile? Short answer is no. So PMI is not testing you about Agile or discipline Agile in PgMP or PfMP. So don't worry about, you don't have to have Agile certification. What is the best and potential guidelines to pass? Yes, I gave you some points. And if you still have some more questions, clarification, please feel free to, of course, contact me. There's a way you can find out. There's my email address. You can note down. My phone number is on the WhatsApp, and you should have a link where you can book my time as well. It's no commitment required. You can join, talk to me. Happy to talk and learn from me. And you join my program, great. If not, then I will be happy to have you as my friend. Okay, and another question is, can I do PfMP without doing PgMP? I have 20 years of experience. Yes. The short answer is yes. PMI is not mandating any path that you have to do PMP, then PgMP, then PfMP. I get a lot of people that they directly done PfMP, they directly have done PgMP, no previous certification required. Yes, however, it can help you, but it's not required or it's not mandated. Okay. So about the next month session, we're going to talk about that. We'll talk more about role, application process, panel review, exam pattern, and global country-wise stats analysis and many other things. So this is the agenda I have for you for the next session. That will be on 7th of July, 2023. And from some places, you have to check the time, day and time. So please make sure you continue to join. If you already done the program, PgMP, PfMP, then probably don't have to. But if you continue or learn from me, and of course you like to see me, and why not come and join? Of course, I like to see you as well. And the dates for future programs, you can note down. As of now, these are the dates. If there's any change, I will let you know in case I'm traveling or something. But as of now, these are the dates. I think we are done for today. Until next time, keep enjoying, keep learning, and I will see you soon. Let me know if I can be any help to you. Love to work with you. Take care. Bye. And thank you. Thank you, all of you. I can see lots of messages on my question pad. Great stuff.